What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this POV review by Autobahn. My name is Max, and today we are checking out the all-new Big Daddy of the SL lineup. This is the Mercedes-AMG SL63 E-Performance, which is just an absolute rocket of a car. It is incredible. 816 horsepower in an SL. Is just ridiculous. So today I'm going to show you around it. We'll take a look at the spec and then we'll take it for a drive towards the Autobahn for an Autobahn blast on the way back to bring the car back to Thijs Timmermans, who has kindly enough allowed us to take out this car, which is for sale over there. Go check it out. As you might know by now, Thijs Timmermans is AMG specialist and he basically sells more AMGs than AMG dealerships. So if you need anything, go check him out, because he always has some really cool AMGs available, and he always lets us take them out, which is amazing. So the SL63 E-Performance is the Big Daddy, and you can see that because it is the most aggressive front end of the SL. You can see the new intakes here with those 3 slats, which give it a very aggressive look. You also have a little bit of a carbon fiber splitter there, and it also has this active part, which let me just see if I can engage that for you guys, so you can see what I mean. This is the rear one, this is the front one. So that should deploy the front splitter. Yeah, look at that, there it is. So this part goes down, held onto by these little straps, and it basically creates a Venturi effect, sucking down the front end, which means that you relieve the lift of the front end, which is very smart, and you also need it because it is hella fast. Panamericana grille at the front, a Falterbach AMG logo there as well. Super nice smoked headlights as well, or well, a dark housing for the headlights, I should say. And this car has this like Nardo gray color, which I think suits the car really well. Wheels are also very nice and also quite big. This is a 21-inch with a couple classic AMG touches, like the aluminium ring around the wheel and a little bit of trim here with an AMG logo. Very nice. Behind that, massive 420mm carbon ceramic discs, and this car also gets the AMG Active Ride as standard, which basically deletes the sway bars and replaces that for hydraulic lines, basically interconnecting the corners, and that means that you can disconnect and connect certain corners separately. So that means that you have a little bit more freedom to cope with body roll and to make like one side a little bit softer than the other. It's a very smart system. V8 bi-turbo E-Performance badge as well. One of the telltale signs, because there are not that many, it is that badge on the side there. You have this red badging on the rear, and of course you have the charge port. Those are basically the only 3 things that set it apart. And what kind of tire do we have? 305s at the rear and 275s at the front. 318mm discs at the rear, carbon diffuser. I believe it also gets this like grooved exhaust tailpipe trim on the E-Performance. And you get this retractable spoiler that I raised up for you guys so you can see. And then, yes, let's check out the engine, because in addition to the engine over there, we have one over there on top of the rear axle that gives you 204 extra horsepower. And then you have 612 from this one, which is the 4-liter V8 bi-turbo. 612 horsepower and 850 newton meters of torque. You combine that with that electric motor that sits on top of the rear axle, combined with a 2-speed gearbox and a limited slip diff. 204 horsepower. In total you have 816 horsepower and 1420 newton meters of torque. 1420. That is sick, right? So it's basically, you know, the S 63 Performance, GT63 4-door and GT63 Coupe. They all share this drivetrain, but this is like the convertible version, which is very nice. It is just an absolute rocket ship. You have a 6.1 kilowatt-hour battery, and you can do 13 kilometers of pure electric driving. You can also plug it in, as I showed you, but that's not really what it's about. They basically added the e-power to just make it hella quick and not to make it, you know, an electric car. But you can do electric driving, and yeah, so I think that covers most of the important things. On the inside you get what's a very nice spec on the inside as well, because you have all the yellow stitching and yellow seat belts, and you have all the Burmester trim, which is nice and metallic, and then of course you have the turbine vents, which are just gorgeous, and they have the most amazing magnetic click in them. I've been doing this for I don't know how long. It's so nice. Love that Mercedes are still doing that, because it's just perfect. So little screen here that you can adjust, but you can also do that or that or that, which is kind of clever. The menus, they take some getting used to, but in the end it all works fine. And what else? Seating position is great. You've got the bucket seats here, which are much better than before. They are actually pretty comfortable now, and you have some rear seats that are, you know, for children basically. But it's not bad, at least you have them. It definitely offers some flexibility, even though they are, you know, super cramped. Still, you can do something with them. Okay, so start it up, and that means in comfort mode that you start up in electric mode. But if we go to sport or race, it starts up the V8. So of course, carbon fiber steering wheel, bit of Alcantara, and a lot of controls that are touch based. And then you have your settings on the wheel, which is great. So you can toggle between all the settings here, but they also change depending on the driving mode. So if I go to race, then you'll see that this goes into Sport Plus. The suspension, the spoiler is raised up already, the splitter as well. Get that tucked away, it will open automatically. And what else do we have? The sound. So that's valves closed, and that's open. That's pretty nice. So you can see the data here: electric motor in the rear, big V8, and then a little motor there as well. And then, as I said, we've got the 2-speed gearbox on the rear axle and the 9-speed gearbox over there, the regular 9G Tronic. And let's turn off traction control. You don't have drift mode, but it does send quite a bit of power to the rear, but you also have quite a bit of power going to the front from that electric motor there, I think. So, oh, it feels like no other factory car I've ever driven, I think. It is, jeez. It takes off, it really does. It is ridiculous. And what I mean by that is that it just, oh, it is so fast. It's ridiculous. Oh, it is immediate, because you put your foot down and you've got that e-power. So you don't have to wait. You don't have to wait for that turbo to spool up. It just goes, and then simultaneously the turbo starts spooling up, and that V8 takes over, and it just keeps going. It feels like there's no end to it. Honestly, it feels so stupid fast. Okay, so traction control in sport mode, full throttle, oh, launch control, oh, 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 man, and that's, oh, I'm feeling it in my stomach a little bit. I'm getting like, you know, like 5% nauseous from this acceleration. It's so crazy. So that's 2.9 seconds 0 to 100, which is very quick, especially considering this car weighs like, I don't know, it's 2100 kilos dry, I think, which is not a lightweight by any means, and just, yeah, even more amazing. The brakes, as you saw, it has these massive carbon ceramics, and the brake pedal itself, oh, of course we have to turn off that stupid speed limit warning every time we get in the car. That's something with all new cars nowadays. It's horrible. But the brakes are very good, and the brake pedal is very firm, and it just, oh, it's right on top. It immediately starts, but sometimes you can feel the brakes and the regeneration going on separately. But the brake performance is insane. All right. Oh. That is ridiculous. Yeah, so we're going on the Autobahn. Top speed 317 kilometers an hour. Oh. So you put your foot down and it just disappears. Of course you have a convertible, so you do have a bit of wind noise, but nothing major really. And that's 320 already. That is ridiculous. This thing is so fast. You know what? It actually reminds me of an electric car. The way it just relentlessly keeps accelerating. But with this, it just continues all the way to 320 kilometers an hour. It's so quick. So that's 130. Put my foot down. 200 plus. That's 250. Yeah. So we did 100 to 200 in 6 seconds, which is just insane. And it also feels a lot better in this form, in this version, than the S63 e-Performance that we also drove. It's an amazing car. You know, as an S63, it's an amazing car. But the e-Performance part in that car didn't feel as strong as in the GT 4-door e-Performance, which was just, we thought was absolutely bonkers. This has more of that GT63 4-door craziness to it. Like you actually have to hold on. You have to brace yourself for this insane acceleration. Alright, so there we go again. It is quite firm in this race mode, so let me just go down a level to sport for the suspension, which absorbs everything a bit more. Yeah, that's nice. And I'm, oh my god, I'm already at 300. That's 328. I have to brake here for these guys who are a bit too close together for me to overtake them. Outrageous. I mean, you guys are seeing how fast this is. Like, it just doesn't stop. It feels almost clinical in its power delivery. It's so effective. It's just, it feels like I'm not even asking that much from the car. It just feels like it's perfectly happy, continuously extracting, deploying that e-power, which is very nice. It also charges up really quickly, so you have, you know, only 13 kilometers of range, but it charges up by itself. The V8 charges up the battery really quickly. So that was AMG's goal, to have very fast regeneration, so you can deploy it when you need it or when you want it. And they also have like cooling running through the individual cells, so you don't overheat the battery. And that means that you can just keep doing this. Man. Just nuts. So the real top speed, I don't think we'll be able to get there right now because it was a bit too busy. I think we did 335 on the speedo earlier. So if you want to check out that video, click in the top right corner. Look at it go. That's 325 again. I've done like, I don't know, 4 or 5 300 plus rounds on this like short distance to the border. Yeah, just crazy. What a weapon. What an absolute weapon. This is... I mean, do you need this? No, you don't. Is it fun? Yes, it is. And with that, I'm going to end it here. Hope you enjoyed this video. Cars for sale at Thijs Timmermans, but if you need anything else, go check him out. He always has really cool cars for sale. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. You can subscribe by clicking the big button in the middle. You can also check out this video, this playlist, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye.